because I was really worried for a while there. Over the next 2 weeks, we're taking on the $4 a day meal planning challenge. In part 1, I showed you my strategy and setup in my meal planner. But the question is, can we do this? Why did you want to take on this challenge?
I wanted to take on this challenge because it will help us control our spending, so we know exactly what we need to buy at the store instead of kind of just winging it when you're shopping and needlessly spending money.
This is a no-go. I just can't take cold. This is a danger zone. Back up and get me home. This is a no-go. I just can't take cold. This is a danger zone. Back up and get me. So put your hand in mine. Follow me. Let me waste your time. C'est la vida.
Here is what I was worried could go wrong when we first began. Getting sicko chicken, because I planned a lot of meals that have chicken in them, and I was worried that the lack of variety was really going to drive me crazy. Either my husband or I getting hungry and having more than the planned 1 serving per meal. Also, we've been getting into this bad habit of about once to twice a month recently going and getting takeout from our favorite poke restaurant. And if we do that, that's definitely gonna break our budget. Were you worried about anything before we started? Or did you think we had this down?
I was a little hesitant on thinking we were able to do it under $4, per person per day. I felt that's fairly ambitious. Yeah, I think in retrospect it's possible. It's definitely possible. It's just you really have to plan it out well.
But you don't know how we did yet.
Okay.
Hello, how'd you do? I'm not broken, I'm just split in two. Hope you're fine.
So the first 2 days went pretty well, because we had the Indian butter chicken, and then we prepped the grilled chicken Sunday night.
Frames of the past and the memory of you just come running by. Pictures of sunny days with your smile.
But on Tuesday, if you remember, you were pretty hungry after work.
I was moving heavy furniture all day in boxes, and I just came home exhausted and hungry, and I ate more than we planned to portion out for that day.
Because of that, you ended up eating some of the teriyaki chicken, and then we made up for that by thawing the frozen Indian butter chicken that we had as backup in the freezer a couple nights later. And then with the avocados on Wednesday, they weren't ripe.
Oh yeah, we didn't ripen. I didn't take them out of the fridge so they could ripen on the counter.
It was the shrimp fajitas
that's
that we
right,
had to delay.
Yeah.
So then we ended up having some of the frozen grilled chicken that night, and then we had shrimp fajitas, I think, the following day.
Yeah.
Shrimp fajitas with guacamole was $2.70. Then on Friday, we were supposed to have the carnitas.
But then I realized that carnitas take at least like 4 hours, sometimes up to 5 hours. Cooking them in the oven, in addition to the prep and also the post-cooking, final preparation as well. So that wasn't going to work on a Friday evening, making those, so we had to delay it to the following day, Saturday.
Well, when we were planning out the meals, we completely forgot that we had switched over to the new recipe for carnitas. Because our old recipe, you can cook it on a work day, but this new recipe takes about 4 hours.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I'm cooking in the oven too, so we can't leave that on.
Yeah, we can't just
when we're at
leave
work,
the oven on.
The old method used the slow cooker.
And then when you told me that you wanted to switch out the chicken that was in the egg roll bowl recipe for pork. I'm starting to realize that we may have gone a little bit over the top with all of the chicken. Don't get me wrong, we love chicken, but maybe not this much. So I'm going to be switching out the chicken that we're going to be using in the egg roll bowls with pork. I was really worried about that breaking the budget because it was a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
But I think in the end, it ended up tasting a lot better with the ground pork
Yeah.
versus chicken. And I was definitely getting sick of chicken at that point. I don't
Yeah.
know if you were.
Yeah, I kind of was as well. Chicken thighs are good, but eat it every day. They get kind of boring.
And it was only 35 cents more expensive to use the ground pork. And then what happened to the cilantro?
It went bad a lot sooner than I anticipated.
Well, it normally doesn't go bad that quickly,
Yeah,
right?
it just probably
It's just a
wasn't-
bad batch.
This is a bad batch, yeah.
So that ended up costing us about twice as much for everything that used cilantro because we had to account for the fact that we
Yeah.
had to buy more cilantro.
Just come running by. Pictures of sunny days with your smile and the bar. How could they say I was broken? How could they say you made me come undone? Now I know that it's okay. Unlike my friends, you are nothing like them. How could they say I was broken? How could they say you made me come undone? Now I know that it's okay. Unlike my friends, you are nothing.
So during this whole process, did you feel deprived at all?
No, everything tasted really good. I think as long as I'm full and I like the food and how it tastes and everything, no, I don't feel deprived at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on those days when you were hungry, we were able to shift things around to account for that.
Yeah.
And did anything end up surprising you?
I think I like trying the new recipes and the new seasonings that you made for the chicken thighs. I was very surprised how well those turned out, and I definitely want to make those again.
Yeah, and just cooking everything at the same time, I think
Yeah.
saved us so much time because we could just pull it out of the freezer
Yeah,
and
definitely.
it's ready to go, especially when you're really tired after coming home from work.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna share with you how much each of the meals cost. Total, the dinners cost us $47.16 for 16 days. That averaged out to $1.47. And that gave us an average of $3.74 for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks per person per day for 16 days. So I think that was
Nice.
really, really surprising to me, like how under budget
Yeah.
we ended up being, because I was really worried for a while there. So good job. So what were my takeaways from this experience? The cons were a lack of variety. We ended up eating a lot of chicken in order to keep to our budget. But I also think that if we had gotten a little more creative, we probably wouldn't have had to eat so much chicken. A lack of flexibility. If one of our friends had invited us out to dinner during that time, we probably wouldn't have been able to order anything because it would have definitely broken our budget. And we really had to pay close attention to what we bought at the store so that we could stick to the budget. I really liked this ingredients on hand sheet because it told me exactly the amount that we needed to purchase from the store. And I always have such a hard time before I had made this insert figuring out how much we need of what item because there are so many ingredients. I also started becoming more aware of my bad spending habits in the other areas of my life. For example, when I went out shopping at IKEA or when I was online, I was able to ask myself, do you really need this item? And if I didn't, then I could stop myself because I was becoming more aware of my spending. But really what it comes down to is reducing costs today can provide security and peace of mind for the future. By saving money today, you can use it towards what matters most tomorrow. Maybe you're saving up for a child's education or for a comfortable retirement for you and your spouse. Or maybe it's a family vacation so you can spend more time with the ones you love. If you want to see more of my meal planning videos, make sure to check out my meal planning playlist that is in the upper right hand corner of your screen, and I'll see you next Saturday. Bye!